Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So Terraform is installed.
Yeah, you check the Terraform version, right? That's great. That's great. Awesome, fantastic. Okay. So now tell me what modules you have completed yesterday.
So you asked me to complete these two modules. One second.
Yeah, introduction of
Yes,
infrastructure as code and Terraform. After that, install the
yes,
Terraform,
yes.
right?
These two things you asked me to finish. I have finished,
Right. That is correct. So,
and
is
I
there any
have also
queries?
no regarding these two things. I don't have queries, but I have a doubt. I just plainly installed Docker as well because I followed this one. But is Docker really necessary? It is just for testing,
No,
I
no, no,
believe.
no, 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 no. Docker, where is it? Where is there mentioned Docker? Let me check. Just
In
1 minute. Allow me.
in the install Terraform document, I think so. They have mentioned it for just testing, I believe.
Yeah, let me check. Let me verify. Yeah, quick start tutorial, Docker. Yeah. This is for the testing perspective only.
Yeah, yeah. This is for the testing purpose, so I just didn't touch that. That is what. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. No worries. So, any questions on that, sir?
No, these two things I don't have any queries. But so
Mm-hmm.
far, what I can understand is the usage of Terraforms.
Mm-hmm.
So we have five steps. One is scope. The other one, the scope defines the scope is to identify the projects that you are going to work with, and then we
Mm-hmm.
have to author the infrastructure, what the configuration. And the Terraform is a declarative language, and it goes through
Awesome.
three steps: initialize, plan, and apply.
Awesome. That's great. That's
So.
great. I'm
Uh,
expecting same thing.
so I have taken the notes of that as well, and also
Okay.
I went a little bit to study what are the providers.
Mm-hmm.
So providers are just what they define as. They define as units of infrastructure that includes VM, network, anything, and it can also be from different providers. That is different vendors as well, right? From
Yeah.
AWS or Azure or anything. So when you combine these stuff, it becomes a module, right?
Yeah. That is correct. That is correct.
So this is what they have explained, and this is what I went through the documentation. So yesterday after
Fantastic.
our class itself, I completed this.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. That's really great, and really appreciated for your work. Fantastic. Okay, so today I'm going to walk through one deck. Okay, this deck is based on the what is you covered yesterday. Same thing we are going to cover, but it is in my language. Okay, it is in as per my experience. And
Okay.
once I explain that stuff, then we will proceed for the commands. Okay, like what are the, as we mentioned, why we use initialization, init, why we use apply, why we use plan, okay, why we use destroy. Okay, these steps
Okay.
we are going to follow today itself. And once we complete this today, right, then the second strategy is something like go ahead with Terraform code. Okay, so once I complete this today, right, I'll align you again one, I can say, the task, okay, that you just need to go ahead. I am not expecting the complete task from you. I am only expecting if you are understand basic thing, it would be easy for me to explain the next steps.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let me share my screen. Do just let me know once the screen is visible.
Yeah, can I stop sharing or you can do it,
Yeah.
right?
So first we are going to understand what is exactly DevOps, why we use DevOps. Okay. So most
Okay.
important thing is whenever we are talking about the DevOps, so DevOps is a world of developer and operational work are integrated with each other, and then the outcome will comes in a picture. It's called as DevOps. Okay, and this is fully automated process. Automated means without any human interaction, we are designing some solutions and that works, in a fantastic manner to save our time, get some flexibility, get some output, right? So the Terraform is comes in infrastructure as a code, right? So in the infrastructure as a
Yes.
code, we have a different types of infrastructure as a code. Terraform we can use, PowerShell we can use. After that we can use ARM template, right, as a infrastructure as a code. Okay, so
Yeah.
infrastructure code is different. After that, configuration tool as a different. Okay, many times what happens,
Yeah.
people are integrate both areas, configuration as a tool and infrastructure as a code, and they're saying no, this is complete infrastructure as a code. No, configuration tools are Puppet, Chef, and Ansibles. Okay, these are the three open source configuration as a tool that helps us to integrate the solution. Integrate means what? Suppose you deployed your code with the Terraform, okay, and now you wanted to
Okay.
update something. Suppose you wanted to install nginx in every server. Okay, it will take a lot of time for installation, and every time you need nginx types of servers, any applications, patching, user level upgradation, everything. So how you are going to handle this situation, how you are managing this? It's little bit critical, right? If you are manually doing for the every server, suppose let's assume that you have a 2000 server, how you are managing? It will take a lot of days, okay, I can say, and lot of manpower as well. But suppose you have an Ansible Puppet Chef, within a single click you can release your complete patching software's installation process within a minute, and it will deploy with your all the servers, right? So these are the capabilities that comes in a picture with configuration as a tool. And whenever we are talking about the infrastructure as a code, I wanted to deploy multiple infrastructure. Okay, so the infrastructure deployment, I have a engineers, I have an engineer skill set. I'm sharing experience, sir. If you sounds like hey Unkar, don't go with this. Let me go ahead with more technical. Then please let me know. I'm sharing the good experience that helps us to understand what is exactly Terraform.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, suppose I wanted to deploy some infrastructure. I have engineers I can deploy through that portal as well. Then why we are using infrastructure as a code? Why you are using specifically for the Terraform? So there are multiple reasons we are using Terraform. Okay. So first reason we are using the Terraform is Terraform is platform independent language. Okay, there is no any platform dependency. Once you understand the static values, then the module changes is depend on the cloud provider. Suppose I am going with AWS. There are variables, output files, models are same main.tf, variable.tf, output.tf. Okay, these are the file format. Okay, so main file format is main.tf, the main configuration. Output.tf, all the output we are calling that comes in output.tf. Don't worry, I'm going to explain this in the next lecture. Okay, what is exactly this and how it is work. Okay, everything I'll explain you, don't
Okay.
worry. Yeah. So output.tf is comes in a picture, main.tf, variable.tf. These three files are comes in a picture whenever we deploy any type of resource in the infrastructure as a code with Terraform. So let's understand why we are using Terraform, why we are not using ARM template. Because of first thing is human readable language. Okay, anyone, any beginner is joining, and they will able to understand this language. Okay, and all the modules are available over the HashiCorp website. You don't need to design any specific module. There is nothing like the Java Python based coding. This is fully you know designed by the HashiCorp team. You just need to integrate as per your requirement and as per your infrastructure. Okay. First I mentioned platform independent. Second I mentioned why we use, right? And the third one is most important, reusability. Okay. So reusability means what? Suppose I have a three environment: development, staging, production. I just wanted to deploy the code everywhere, all these three areas. I don't need to design three separate code. What I can do, I'll design single code, just naming convention I need to change, and I'll spin that code, right? And
Yes.
whenever
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and whenever we are spin that code, we are use manually. Okay, otherwise we can use DevOps pipeline. DevOps pipeline is also possible, but in this complete training, we are checking how we can do the manually first because of that is initial phase that you just need to understand. Okay, so these are the
Okay.
some important factors that helps us to manage our infrastructure. Now let's talk about what is exactly infrastructure as a code and why we use. Okay, so
Okay.
DevOps, what is exactly DevOps? So DevOps is the union of people, process, and product to enable continuous delivery of the value to our end users, right? End user means the complete automated process, okay? That completely and
Yes.
fully manageable by the end user to handle it properly and define the strategy, okay? So that's why we are using the DevOps. So infrastructure as a code is part of the DevOps strategy, right? So let's understand what is
Yes.
exactly the infrastructure as a code. You already know how the infrastructure as a code is working, what are the strategies we are
Yes.
applying. But infrastructure code is the management of infrastructure like network, virtual machine, load balancer, connections topology, and is descriptive model using version control to store the file. Version control capability will have, right? It means the
Yes.
Terraform will generate state file. Okay, state file. I'll explain you what is exactly state file step by step. But just let's understand. Ignore it if you are not able to understand. Okay, I'll give you the
Okay.
complete solution step by step. Okay, so state file. What is exactly version control? Version control means once you first time deploy the Terraform code, at that time it will generate one state file, okay, and this state file it will do, it will store into your storage account, okay. So second time if your developer or someone change the code and try to deploy, right, automatically second time also one state file will store. So what happen if you need the primary code, okay, primary code means the first code which we have already deployed, so that code we can recreate with that state file version control capabilities, okay, and that we are going to check out with our demos and everything, right? So that capability you will
Okay.
get, that functionality you will get over here. So that is something one of the fantastic features of the infrastructure asset code, right? So let's move on
Okay.
the next slide.
Can I just
Mhm.
ask you a query here?
Yeah, yeah, definitely you can. And as I
Uh,
mentioned, don't ask, don't wait for the ask to the questions. Okay, I'll really happy to help you for any question. Just interrupt me anytime.
yeah. So I have a small query. So
Hmm.
in case, I'm just asking you, in case
Hmm.
if I have a set of servers, say for example in Azure, I'm having a set of servers, and there are set of VPN connections and network settings, everything is there.
Hmm.
So what happens is this entire stuff after I create, can I take it as a backup and keep it in the Terraform as a state, wherein when someone messes up,
Hmm.
the entire thing can be reverted. Is it possible?
Reverted means the complete revert is not possible. Okay, I'll tell you. At
Okay.
that time, you just need to set up some locks. Okay, that locks means
Okay.
what? Suppose you deployed first time the code. Second time, if
Okay.
anyone trying to change something, that state file will check that if they found that hey something going to change, so that state file will not allow to deploy that code. Okay, at that time,
Okay.
yeah, that time that code will automatically lock.
Because
Okay.
what
Hmm.
happens is the
Hmm.
main purpose the client asked us is, so there
Hmm.
are a lot of, because this is a recent migration project that is going to happen. And
Hmm.
during the migration itself, there are a lot of stuffs that can go wrong, right? Even
Hmm.
there can be human error. Then experience comes into play. So those
Hmm.
kind of stuff are there. People tend to do mistakes, and we cannot have the habit of passing on the ball. Hey, this guy did that, that guy did that. So that is the main purpose. If there is anything that if they are trying to change or something like that, will we be able to identify what has been changed?
Got your points. Yep. So that would be quickly and identify the persons and who is deploy the code with the activity log, and as I mentioned, if he did any changes, automatically that file will lock, right? So that
Yeah, because
capabilities are comes in picture. Hmm.
I have checked with one of my colleagues. So what he told
Hmm.
that was, uh, we have to think it as a different way. So I think so. This, uh, say for example, he has done with Ansible or something like that because it has idempotency, right? So what happens
Mhm.
is even if they run the code by night 12 o'clock, if there is no change, then nothing is going to happen, right?
Yeah, right. That is correct.
So in that case, because whatever it may be the case, by night 12
Mhm.
o'clock they will run the code. And unless until there is a major change, you have to change it in the file. So that is how they are running that. So is the same thing possible with Terraforms as well? That was my question.
Can you please repeat again? I miss your middle words. Can you please repeat again,
Okay,
please?
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I will tell you.
Hmm.
There are three servers. There are three
Hmm.
servers, and
Hmm.
there are two network connections.
Hmm.
So some guy after office hours he was trying something and
Hmm.
he messed up the network configurations in such a way that the servers went offline and they lost their connectivity from on premises to cloud.
Hmm.
So in that case, at night 12 o'clock, let it be, let it go down, troubleshoot or something. So in that case, if I try to run the Terraform file, it will run and it will automatically, because we would have taken, we know what we have deployed, right? So if that file
Hmm.
configuration file is there, it will overwrite that, right?
Yep, definitely that will overwrite and destroy
So
the environment
I'm
and
asking,
design the
I'm
new.
asking. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm asking that set is does Terraform has the functionality of idempotency, so that when only the necessary things that what have been changed will be reverted, or the entire stuff will be run.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. Suppose you deploy two servers, okay, as of now, and after
Yeah.
the 1 hour, one of your colleague is going to deploy same code in the same subscription. And what he did, he only changed the thing is like he's apply the boot diagnostic setting, okay, in the
Okay.
code level. Okay, now
Okay.
what happened, your Terraform state file is already available in storage account. That state file will check, hey, this code are already deployed, what is the changes, it will check, yeah, the changes is only on, I just need to enable boot diagnostic setting. So it will enable only the boot diagnostic setting without hampered the environment. Okay,
Oh,
now,
then
yeah, yeah, now let's assume that your colleague is trying to change the server name. At that time what it will goes to the state file will check, hey, server name is different, I have designed X server name and now the server name is Y. So what I can do
oh,
now, your colleague is apply, your colleague is did plan. At plan time it will show, hey, you need to destroy that existing server. Okay, it will destroy the existing one and create the new server with new name. Okay, because of what
oh,
happened, you got my point, what happened, he changed the
yes,
name, and the naming changes is not possible, right? And that's why it will
yes, yes.
overwrite and delete it and recreate that. Okay,
Oh, okay,
so
okay,
yeah, and that time it's difficult. So how you can secure this types of issues? First thing is, at the resource level you can set up the lock. Okay, lock, lock,
yes,
Azure subscription level
yes,
lock.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
that you can set up. Second thing is, if something these types of issues happen, go to the version control, take your existing state file and redeploy it. These options are available for us.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, got my points.
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect. Sounds good. So, why infrastructure as a code is important? Let's understand. Okay. Review the changes. As I recently mentioned, review the changes. It means when you perform the initialization, let's understand now these three commands:
Okay.
initialization, plan, and apply. So, whenever we do initialization in it, so at the initialization phase, it will download the provider packages which is required to run your Terraform code. Okay, and once
Okay.
initialization is done, then second step is apply, right? Sorry, my bad, step is plan. So in the plan area, it will give you the graphical review, okay, graphical presentation, the review of your code, like what is going to deploy, how it is going to deploy, and that is review changes you will get in the plan area. Okay, So that's why it's important functionality which is available in review changes. Okay, so that you can get over there. Okay, after that, no more snowflakes. Okay, so snowflakes capabilities are reduced, as we recently discussed. Snowflakes means what? The, I can say, conflict. Okay, one types of conflict. We are going to check these 2 points. Okay, configuration drift
Okay.
and snowflakes. Okay, on this basis I have some details. I'll pass that to you in next sessions. Okay, so snowflakes is one types of conflict that we can reduce. Configuration drift means something goes wrong, something mismatch, that we can reduce. Okay, so there are multiple capabilities that we can reduce human error. Okay, is there any human error that disturb our environment? So at that time, that will also we can manage. Security perspective, right? So you can set up the conditions for your code. Okay, so as per the security you are able to deploy that code. So these are the I'll show you how we can do the security when we start the demo. From tomorrow I believe we are going to start basic resource group creation, vnet creation process. Okay, tomorrow you
Super.
are available or how it is?
Tomorrow, actually, Saturday and Sunday, is my week of.
Yeah,
It
yeah, that is
is
okay. That
such
is
a
okay. So
hectic,
Monday will do.
it is
Monday will
such
do.
a
No problem.
hectic thing for me.
No problem, no problem. We will do
Okay.
Monday. No issues. Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
So reduce the human error of the securities and all that we are going to discuss. Okay. So this is about the important factors of the infrastructure as a whole. Now we are going to understand what are the benefits. Okay. So these are the some benefits.
Okay.
Save time and money. Time means definitely if you are doing the process or of the deployment through portal, it will take minimum, I can say, uh, for the 5 servers it will take 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, step by step, one by one. But
Yes.
whenever we are using you know Terraform, quickly within a second you can deploy the code. Money saving. Okay, definitely money saving because of
Yeah.
this tool is open source tool, right? No need to
Yeah.
pay any money. Yeah, that is the second capability. Third is temporary environments. Okay, so you can deploy any environment for temporary basis and after that decommission that as per your need. So that capability you will get. Okay, after that, disaster recovery, one of the fantastic solutions, sir. I'll guide you over here. Okay, in
Yes.
the front.
This is where, yeah.
Yeah. So what is exactly this? I'll tell you. Suppose I have deployed 80 servers, okay, 8080 in East US region, okay. East US region, I have deployed 80 servers. Now what happened? Complete East US region is down, right? But
Uh,
you,
Omkar, your voice is very low.
oh shit. Yeah, let me check. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Let me check my headphone. Let me change the headphone. Just allow me a minute, okay? Yeah. Additional benefits we are discussed, right? So whenever we are talking about
So
the additional,
just when you are explaining, right, I will always be writing. So please
oh,
bear with me if I
oh,
ask you to write because I have the habit of writing.
that's good, that's good, that's good. So yeah, yeah, some points which I have mentioned, right? Like we will cover next areas, right? So that topics we need to
Yeah.
discuss in depth. Okay, otherwise what happen? You will take that topic and you will little bit confused.
Yeah.
Okay, Unkal tell this thing, but this is something different. But no worries, I'll cover in depth that in the next section because of if I cover that today itself, you will not able to understand easily
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
topic.
Yeah. It will be hard for me. I can understand that.
Yeah. That's why I'm missing that some parts. Okay. So yeah, because
Okay.
of I tested many time with the many, I can say, students. Okay, and I faced this challenge. Yeah, no worries. So disaster recovery solution. As I mentioned about the disaster recovery solution. So suppose I deployed the disaster recovery solution in suppose let's assume that let's take one example. 70 servers I have 70 to 80, and that server have Nginx and Apache configuration, right? And that Nginx and Apache configuration also I'm going to deploy with the help of Terraform. Okay, there is no any manual process for the installation as well. So I have designed some code. Okay, now this code is deployed in EastOS. Every server is running properly. Everything is okay. Now let's assume. Okay, I'm saying assume. Let's assume if East-West region goes down, your complete infrastructure and web applications are down, right? Definitely downtime is comes
Yes.
in a picture. How we can handle this situation.
Yes.
Now let's assume that let's ignore this Terraform. You don't have a Terraform code. If you're planned to design this manually, it will take more than 2 to 3 days. Okay.
Yes.
And now
Yes.
assume that if you have a Terraform code within a minute, your infra is up. Okay, within a minute, and that's why it's
Yes.
benefit of disaster recovery solution, right? You get my point?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Got your.
Yeah. Any query? Please go ahead. If you are like you wanted to understand in depth, please
No,
let me know.
you are your explanations are very clear.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. After that, testing and validations, right? So, whenever we are deploying the code manually, not a code. Let's assume that whenever we are deployed the everything on the code services, okay. So at that time, if we align the name, okay, we haven't get the error because of we review and create it. But whenever we are using
Okay.
Terraform, okay, whenever we are using Terraform, if we do the naming convention little bit wrong, otherwise anything wrong at the plan time, at the graphical view time, everything in the front of us, we need to validate that, okay, yeah, this is perfect or not, this is right or not, okay, and based on that, the testing and validation will happen, and then the code will deploy, right? Without plan, no one will
Yes.
be able to do apply, okay. And apply also have one security option. Once you click on the apply, it will again show you the graphical view, and it will ask approval. If you enter yes, then it will deploy. Okay, so that capability have testing and validation phase. Next is speed up procurement. Okay, so it means at the deployment time you can check out this thing. Okay, I'll show you live. Suppose the VPN gateway from the portal take 30 to 35 minutes. Through the Terraform code, it will take max to max 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, and that's why the speed
Oh.
up of procurement. It means the deployment speed is increased. Okay, I can say 13x faster
Yes.
compared to the portal. So that capability you will get because of it's directly interacting with the code level, right? It's not converting GUI into the code and then transfer into the backend. No, right? So that capability you will get. Next is stop shadow IT. Okay, shadow IT means once you design your code, you no need to design any shadow. Shadow means standby environment. You don't need to design that way because if you have a code, you can if something goes wrong, you can quickly deploy that. So no need to follow any shadow of your complete environment. Sometimes what's happen? Industries are follow shadow. Shadow means suppose they have deployed XYZ server, they will check out, yeah, yeah, Nginx install on XYZ, let's install that on ABC. Same follow. If this server is down, this is up. So no need to follow because if we have a disaster recovery solution, quickly we can, use that. So that capability you will get, right? So that is something, the functionality which is available for us. So yeah,
Okay.
these are the some additional benefits we have. So any questions, anything would you like to add in this?
No. No. Nothing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Let me move on the next types. Okay, requirements. So these are the some requirements. Okay, to do the automation, collaboration. After that, idempotency, right? After that, file in source. Okay, so see these 2 points. Okay, CI/CD automations and idempotency. These 2 points will go through with our last two lectures. Okay, last two lectures I'll explain this. Up to that, no, because of if I explain this both, you will lose the current basic initialize phase completely. So file in source means in the Terraform area we need the source files. Like as I mentioned, the Terraform file structure is main.tf. After that, variable.tf, output.tf. Okay, so this is the structure of
Can you
the
repeat once again?
yeah. So file in source means
Main.tf.
main.tf, variable.tf, output.tf.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the structure of Terraform files. Okay, and this structure we are using at the deployment time. Collaboration. Collaborations means the open source integration. Terraform is open source tool, right? So at the open source integration, we are using this tool. Okay, to collaborate with the different types of extension. As I mentioned, through the extension also we are able to install some details, right? So that capability also you will receive over here, and that's
To
helpful
watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
us to manage the environment in the fantastic manner. So these are the some requirements that we need to fulfill whenever we deploy the Terraform code.
Okay.
Yeah, any questions on this?
No, nothing.
Okay, this is the initial phase. Don't worry, step by step I'm going to cover everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. After that, tooling. There are different types of tooling, as I mentioned. ARM templates are available. Azure CLI, infrastructure as a code, Terraform, PowerShell, and Chef, Puppet, and Ansible. These are the configuration as a tool. Okay, these are the both are have a huge different like configuration as a tools, and I can say Terraform as infrastructure as a tool. Okay, these both tooling capacities and management capacities are different, and handling strategies are also different. You get my point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
So that we can cover easily with the help of this area. So this is something about the complete configuration process that helps us to handle and manage the environment capabilities. So yeah, let me move on the best practices. Okay, do same thing on each
Okay.
environment, including production. Best practices, as I mentioned, right? Same code we can use with a multiple environment. Development,
Okay.
staging, production. Only the thing is we need to change the naming convention. Parameterize your file means change the naming convention. It means parameterize your file with dev, QA, and production are parameter change, not a new script, right? So that I'm trying to
Yeah.
mention over here. Yeah. So that is something possible with the help of Terraform. So yeah, any
Can you
questions on
just
that?
wait for a minute? Can you
Yeah,
just
sure.
wait for a minute?
Yeah, yeah, sure, definitely. Why not?
Tara,
I'll share the
Tara.
I'll share the presentation as well with you.
Yeah, actually, that is the point. Unless until I write, I
Mm-hmm.
will not look into recordings. Those while if we write during your session itself, right? At
Mm-hmm.
least somewhere around 50% enters my mind.
Yeah, yeah, got your point. Definitely.
That will also keep me engaged, and I will listen to when you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Rather
Understood.
than looking at the recording, if you say that I will look at
Mm-hmm.
the recording, then I will be checking my official emails. That will never work unless until you write only. You will concentrate
Yeah,
to
yeah.
your core.
Got your points.
Yeah, I have written. I have written.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So let me move on the next slide. Question. Okay, so these are the some questions. Do not be afraid of production. Okay, so at the deployment time, do not afraid. Test your code, check out everything is properly, and then go ahead with the production. That's why we are using different types of environment and version controlling capabilities, right? So that is something
Yes, yes.
we need to strictly take care in this area. Now let's talk about the do not confuse with infrastructure automation process. So if you are doing any type of automation, do not confuse at that time, okay, to manage the infrastructure strategies and define the environment, okay, that we need to follow strictly and handle it properly. So that capabilities we need to follow. Yeah. So this is something about the full deck. So any questions for me with this full deck?
No,
Anything?
no. I do not have any questions.
Okay. Okay. So these are the some Terraform commands, okay, to deploy the infrastructure. Scope, okay, to identify the infrastructure of your project. Scope command. Terraform scope is identify the scope of your infrastructure. Author, write the configuration for your infrastructure. You wanted to check the author, type the Terraform author and author in front of you. Okay. Initialization, you are doing Terraform init, right? Why? As I mentioned,
Yeah.
install the plugin of Terraform. Need to manage the infrastructure. Plugins means the I can say some packages. Okay, from the Terraform website, it will download, and that we can handle. Okay. Next is plan. Preview the changes of Terraform. Graphical view. Preview means the graphical view of the changes of the Terraform, and it will make match your configuration, provide you the confidence of yeah you are going to deploy these things, right? So that we can do. Apply, make a plan changes. Okay, once you do the plan, apply will make that changes at the code level, and it will deploy the code, right? So that capability you will get over here.
Okay.
So that is something we can do with the help of I can say this 5 commands. Okay, so
Okay.
let's assume currently, okay, no need to remember this. Once you start the you know actual deployment and everything, at that time you will get step by step the clarity of this complete phases.
Okay. Okay. And I have another query. So
Hmm.
where can I use Visual Studio Code as a editor?
Yeah, yeah, definitely go ahead with Visual Studio Code. Only on Visual Studio Code I'll
Oh,
tell you what you need to
so
do.
my query was how to use it. That was my query.
Yeah, yeah, definitely open the Visual Studio Code. Okay,
Can I share my
once you
screen?
yeah, you can.
This one, Visual Studio Code. I
Yeah,
tried using this files.
yeah. So what you need to do, I'll tell you.
So
Okay. Mhm. Yeah. Can I share my
okay, can I?
screen so I can explain you in a better way? I can.
Is it provided by your office or your own?
Sorry.
Is it provided by
I
your office or you own them?
what Visual Studio Code?
No, 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 no. I'm asking your MacBook. Is it provided by office or you own the MacBook?
No, no, no. This is from the office.
That is why, because most of the guys who are working with DevOps, they are
Mhm.
using only MacBooks. Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, definitely. So what we need to do, we need to open this. Okay. So do one thing. One option you have, go to the file. Okay.
Okay,
Open a new
go to
file.
the file.
Okay. Open a new file and select
Okay,
your file. Like
okay,
this is my main.tf. Okay. I'll open the
okay,
main.tf Terraform file. Okay. So this is my main.tf file, right? So this way I can open the file.
okay.
Now you need to go ahead with the, I can say,
So
just a 1 minute.
I'm asking you how I can set up the environment so that say for example, when I type a command, how IntelliSense will come into play. So those
Yeah,
kind of stuff I
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to know.
yeah. Yeah, I understand. So do one thing, okay? From the tomorrow we are going with this only, okay? So sorry, from Monday, so you'll
Okay,
get a clarity. This is the terminal, okay? Open the new
okay,
terminal. Yeah, okay. Now I am
okay,
in terminal. Terraform init, okay? It will initialize the code.
okay,
Currently I am in out of directory, that's why it's not initializing. But this way you need to handle the terminal, okay? After that,
okay,
you wanted to set up the Terraform configuration, you need to go ahead over here, install some Terraform packages. Okay, I'll show you. So this is the Terraform packages. Let me go with this area where it is. Yeah, source control, I think. No need to go ahead. Yeah, these are the all my files. Okay, provider file, main file,
oh,
terraform.tf, variable file. Okay, so this way I have all the files. Okay, so this is the handling process. And suppose I wanted to add the new code, so create a new file. Okay, add your xyz code what you have, go ahead, save the file. Okay, save that. And now the second point is remaining, which is deployment. So don't do now. Okay, just analyze the Visual Studio Code only. I'll give you the deployment process from the Monday, how you can deploy this, how you can handle this
okay,
separately, section on this, purely basis on this.
okay, okay, okay. Because setting up this infrastructure and Visual Studio Code, right? That will
Mhm.
definitely help me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'll explain you that in depth. Okay, so no
Because
worries for that.
uh,
Hmm.
yeah. Because what happened is because of this one, sometimes your laptop will have issues or something like that. So what happened was I immediately called up office and I asked for another laptop. Now I have a spare laptop so that if
Hmm.
something goes wrong as well, I have another laptop so that I will not miss this training.
Yeah, got your point. Yeah.
Okay.
So we can do that way. After that, for the task for tomorrow and day after tomorrow for you, like weekend task. In this
Okay.
build infrastructure area, you have some code. Okay, this is
Okay.
the code of create resource group. Okay, create one resource group.
Okay.
Okay, deploy it.
Okay.
Okay, all the steps are available. How you can deploy Terraform, init Terraform apply. Okay,
Okay.
everything. Otherwise, if you
Okay.
facing any challenge, just drop me a message on chat. I'll be there. Okay, deploy the code.
Okay.
You just need to deploy three things. Okay, I'll show you. Resource group. No need to compulsory deploy. Okay, just try it. If you are not able to do Monday, I'll be with you.
Yeah.
These four things you need to do. Okay, resource group,
Yeah.
VNet, subnet, network security group.
Okay.
So yeah, try this one and let me know. Okay, if you face any issue, as I mentioned, call me directly. Okay, I'll be there. Okay.
Yeah.
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 So this
Sure.
is
Sure.
your
Sure.
task for the 2 days. Okay, basic task. Let me go step by step. Okay, do this basic task and let me know
Okay.
what how it is going on.
Okay.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.